So this year is the first year, or last year, that I work outside of the home, and I work anywhere between 15 and 25 hours. And so I'm gone first thing in the morning, 8 to noon, or till 2 o'clock, as late as 2 o'clock. So this is how we make it work. Everybody wakes up at 6. We do our scripture reading at 6:10, 6:15-ish. And then we do history, and then the book we're reading as a family, we get that all down, and then I map them out. The kids they have their names on the fridge in a dry erase marker, and it says exactly what they're to do, what they're in charge of that day. Because I want them to stay up to speed and on certain lessons so that we can move. We're a little behind and we're catching up. So that's how I do it, is if you do this, then we'll be on par, up to par. So then we just, while I'm gone to work, they are doing their individual work, what they can do completely on their own. I have them do as much as they can. When I get home, it's like, hey, where are you at? Who needs help here? I had it more organized to where I have a chart, and I can have you see that in a minute, where they have a chart and they have a schedule. This is when so-and-so works one-on-one. And then as I'm working with one child, another child can be working on a puzzle or a wrap-up to practice math facts, or whatever, reading, individual reading, whatever it is they can do. So I do like that one-on-one time with kids. The biggest thing that made me feel comfortable as a mom in my early homeschool years, they said, if you can give your child 15 minutes of one-on-one time, that is equivalent of what they get in public school. And you know what? We're doing lots more than that. So anybody can homeschool. So I rely on him a lot. I come up with a tour chart that my kids have. Individually, they each have their own page, and they have initials everywhere. My kids know who's on what, when. Putting my kids on the same chore for a month or months on end was not working with them. So this is what they like to do. They like to rotate. So that's what we do. Then we have laundry days. So I go to work, and I'll just, before I'm going out to work, I'm like, oh, so-and-so, it's your laundry day. Go ahead and get that all in and out. By the time I'm home, you have time. And if they're still working on it when I get home, no biggie. But so laundry days, they each are assigned their own laundry day, and they're in charge. How I make it work as well is having them having their chores in area. If they are not done with their schoolwork or their chores, then they don't have extra free time. So when they see their siblings, bye mom, I've got this, this, and this done, that hopefully gives them incentive. Sometimes, unfortunately, kids choose to, do it the hard way, and they're there. But I'm just trying to think what else. Exercise, to fit that in, usually in the evening time. My kids, they're so active, I don't worry about them having exercise and staying fit. But also, I eat a really clean diet. Taking care of my physical health is super important. If I ate like everybody else, I would be 6 feet under. So I have to keep up my energy and do what I need to do to stay healthy and spry. So I do that, and my kids are very healthy eaters, and they help prepare everything. So with me, and that helps. So evening time is kind of family time, and that's how we do it. Okay, I currently homeschool 5 kids. So I'll start with my oldest. She's 16, she's a junior in high school. We stick with the good and the beautiful. She's so self-motivated that she does all her work on her own. I shouldn't say all her work. She needs about maybe a half hour tops every day with me. And our favorite time that we like to do together is play the geography game, Where in the World, and we also play good and beautiful history games to have her keep up on history. So that's kind of what she does. Then I homeschool a 13-year-old and a 12-year-old and a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old, and we all do the good and the beautiful on that level. The good and the beautiful offer a typing, and so if I'm working one-on-one with a child, then the others will be like, well, I need to work with you, or I have something to do. I say, have you done your typing? And typing is something that they can do on their own. That's a time filler. Also, handwriting. I love handwriting for the good and the beautiful. That's always stick with. And I've homeschooled for this is my 19th year, and the good and the beautiful just has it all, and it's so simple for me. I'm not one of those moms that will go, well, this isn't working for you. I just kind of use it all for everybody. It just keeps it simple for me. So that's what we do. And the wrap-ups is what they like to do. And so, yeah, so we're almost done with our history, 4 years of history with the good and the beautiful. So now I just get to reach in my history books, and we are going to study American history and the life of George Washington this coming year, as soon as we finish the level 4 of the good and the beautiful. But yeah, everything good and the beautiful is kind of what we stick with and what works with us. So this is the history book we've used for 4 years in a row, and we'll just continue to rotate through it, or if we decide to have a break, we'll have a break and do other stuff. But I love the good and the beautiful history because it starts with, it has units, and the first unit's ancient Rome, the second unit is the Reformation, the history of the Bible, unit 3 is slavery and the Civil War, and then unit 4 goes into the Civil Rights Movement and post-World War II history. So that's just level 4. The other histories they've talked about, you know, Egypt and ancient Egypt and all that stuff, and then it goes up to present time and talking about different things. So I really love this. This is what we do in the morning time after our scripture reading. We will go to this and we do it all together. So that's what's great about homeschooling. You can do history, science, and reading and all of that all at the same time, and it's killing 3 birds with 1 stone. So yeah. Okay, we're in a different phase of life right now where I used to have a homeschool room and we did it all there, but a lot of the times I found we were moving to the living room and the kitchen table, and this is the homeschool room, not really homeschool room, but my office / this is where they keep all their books. So this bookcase, you can see it's not very organized, but it's got all the kids, my 4 younger kids each have their own shelf. The main one in the middle is mine, and they have their own shelf. So when they're done with their homeschool books for the day, I'm like, okay, put that on the shelf so I don't have to hear, I can't find my book the next day, because I was getting that a lot and it was driving me crazy. So that's what we have here. So it doesn't need to be anything amazing or grand. So the bulk of the time we probably spend in our living room on the couch because we all fit there nice. Or sometimes we'll take it to the kitchen table. Some will stay in there while I'm in here working one-on-one. Or there's downstairs is a homeschool room, but a lot of people just gravitate upstairs. A lot of times too, they'll end up on my bed in my bedroom. If they need a quiet place, I'll be like, either go on your bed or go on my bed, and they have their quiet reading spot. Or in the summer or spring, or the fall, they love to set up their hammocks and go out in the yard and have reading time, and that's the purpose of homeschooling too. They can just kind of go wherever and not be glued to one spot for the day. Okay, why I chose to homeschool is because 21 years ago, God put it into my heart to homeschool, and that was when my oldest was 3. I decided to put her in school because I didn't know how to teach anybody how to read, and I thought that was impossible. So by the middle of her kindergarten year, she didn't know how to read, I found out. She had all her books memorized, and she asked to be homeschooled. So I pulled her out, and that's when my homeschool journey began. I have homeschooled on and off. My older kids that are out of the house, they went to middle school and high school. My kids now, we just have kind of said, you know what, homeschool is it. Public school is not an option for our crew. So why I do is because no one loves your children like you do, and you're the best teacher. And another reason is I get to choose what my kids learn, and I get to handpick the curriculum, and I get to include God. And instead of having like a child-led education, I have geared it more to a God-led education. It's important for kids to learn and grow to connect with God and be God-led rather than parent-led or peer-led or whatever it is. So that is why I homeschool.